Hi guys, today's topic about drooling. So, drooling is the unintentional loss of the saliva from the mouth. Common in normally developed babies, but considered abnormal after age of 4. So, it is common in babies. You can see babies are drooling a lot, but after 4 it is considered as abnormal. Okay, up to 4 years of age drooling is considered to be normal. Now drooling is two types. One is more common drooling is called neuromuscular drooling or neuromuscular dysfunction related drooling, and second is less common, that is called idiopathic or drug induced drooling, where salivary production is increased. So it is two types, neuromuscular drooling or idiopathic or drug-induced drooling. In neuromuscular drooling, you can see cerebral palsy is most common cause in children, up to 40% cases. So this is MCQ. Most common cause of drooling in children is cerebral palsy. Second, Parkinson's disease. So most common cause in adult, again MCQ, in 62% of the cases is called Parkinson's disease. So in adult, most common cause of drooling is Parkinson's disease. In children, most common cause is cerebral palsy. You have to remember this. Then amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, facial palsy, CNS pathology like hemorrhage or infarct or CNS stroke are common cause of drooling. So drooling can give rise to a wide spectrum of clinical or functional complications like impaired speech, eating, perioral skin breakdown or excoriation, bad odor and infection, and aspiration related pulmonary complications. So this drooling is very difficult to treat. Now treatment is like, first treatment is conservative. How to treat the drooling? Like you can change the diet, you can make more solid diet rather than liquid diet. You can change the habits of eating. Oromotor exercise you can do, upside chin movements, downward movements and lateral movement of the chin. Intraoral devices like palatal training devices can be used. Then Botox injection can be given for the conservative treatment. Now invasive treatment are surgery and radiation therapy to treat the drooling. Like surgical procedures, you can do salivary gland excision. You can remove the glands, like mostly submandibular gland, which is unstimulated salivary secretion. Second, you can denervation of the salivary gland. Okay, you can cut the chorda or you can cut the tympanic plexus, tympanic neurectomy. Then relocation and ligation of the duct. The most common surgical approach is submandibular duct relocation. So this is again MCQ. Most common is you can relocate the submandibular gland, but adverse effects are ranula formation, duct obstruction, and these two are common complication of duct relocation. The resection of gland leading to xerostomia and visible scar, or sometimes facial nerve weakness if you are removing the parotid gland. So these are the common procedure you can do in the treatment of drooling. So this is all about drooling. Thank you so much.